Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom. This is the brother Iron from the JMS Jamaica camp. Come with another quick lesson. And this lesson is gonna be you know, it's mainly a warning, or an admonition, to myself first and foremost, and also to the brotherhood, right? I'll get straight to it. The main point is be careful what you lust after. In these last days, there are a lot of things that can get our attention. There are a lot of things that can, pull us away from doing the work of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And once it's a case where you're putting something, above Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, it can be considered as an idol, or you worshiping that thing, right? So if you don't have the truth first, if you don't have Yahweh Shemel Shai first in all things, once you put something above that or someone above that, that is what becomes your idol, that is what becomes your God. And these are the things, in the end, everything outside of the truth is vain, right? Now this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 11, and I'll start at verse 15. It says, "But for the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived they worshipped serpents, void of reason, and vile beasts, thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance, that they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished." Right? So the things that we're indulging in, as the scripture says, we all know sin is the transgression of the law, and then, as brothers always bring out that, there are some things that you do that aren't necessarily, sinful acts against the law, but when you actually, do them either out of proportion or out of moderation, right? Or, you take on to a particular thing or person, whatever that be, or whoever that be, you know, the fact that you actually mess around with that person or thing, it's actually bad for you. It's not good for you. For some brothers, it's women. For some brothers, it's entertainment. Video games, movies. For some brothers, it's work. For some brothers, it's money. Some people music. Some people parents. What have you. We all know our walk. We all know our struggles, right? We all know the things that we are actually dealing with within our life, right? And we know the things that we need to put in order and to put in check as it pertains to balancing, you know being a man of the Lord, and going through your day to day, right? Because guess what, you may put a woman over the truth, and in the end, she can't save you. Nothing that we keep, or anything that we quote unquote have, can't save us on this side, right? So you may have a woman, put a woman above the truth. In the end, the Lord might just use that woman to sell you out. Might use that woman to cause you to be put to death. If it's money, the same thing. You chase all this money, the whole thing collapse, which it's about to any day now. Then what was the point of you chasing all that money? And all the other various things that are listed earlier, whether it's entertainment or music, women, alcohol, just having a good time, meaning like not referring, I say have a good time, not referring to like, your downtime or your leisure time, or when you're just, taking some time to have your leisure, so to speak. I'm referring to like, out of moderation, like just too many downtime and not putting in the necessary, work as it pertains to, the lot that has been given to you, by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? You're a lot of the spirit, or your portion of the spirit, is not being used towards the ministry, whether it be the edification, teaching these lessons, being out there on the highways and byways, you know, um, building up your character and your spirit, in the Rakak Wadash, fasting, praying, all those things, you know. Once you have those within proper balance, we all have our lives, we all know how our schedules are set up. Once we factor in it, factor it in, and put it to a certain balance, you know, if it's a case that you're putting something else above that, then that same thing, in the end, is vain. It's not going to benefit you in the long run, and at the end of the day, whether it's a person or a thing, in the end, it's the same thing. Because when the punishment comes, you're gonna be, it's gonna be in the back of, whosoever mind it may be, might be like, hey, the reason why I'm in this situation was because, I trusted that woman, or I treasured that woman over Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, or I prefer to do this, or I prefer to do that, or whatever it is. In the end all be all, that's what you're gonna say, you know and those are that's kind of lead links into being lukewarm. Now it says that, in the day to come, don't let your sins weigh you down, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that, in the here and now, we don't, be mindful of those things, and we don't, take certain things into consideration, as it says in James, um he that knoweth to do good and do it not, it is sin unto him, roughly paraphrasing, right? Now just a quick another precept to back up what I just said. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, and I'll start at verse 22. It says, therefore, whereas thou chastenest us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. Wherefore, whereas men have lived dissolutely and unrighteously, thou hast tormented them with their own abominations. Right? So once again, it's that same thing, that any one of us, that if we should think to put, something over Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it's the same thing that's gonna come around in the end, and bites us in the ass, as the saying goes. Right? As it says, what thy own wickedness shall correct thee. It also says the Most High catch the crafty in their craftiness. If we use Esau as an example, his pride, is what's going to get him destroyed. Because what he made this plan, to take over the world, his new world order, and everything is in his eyes seems as if it's going according to plan. But at the last, you will realize that, hey, I'm going to be judged for all of this, right? And guess what? It's all going to be because the same things that he did, right? And even by the ways in which he went about getting it, right? Now it says, for they went astray very far in the ways of error, and held them for gods, which even among the beasts of their enemies were despised, being deceived as children of no understanding. Therefore unto them as the children without the use of reason, thou didst send a judgment to mock them. But they would not be reformed by that correction, wherein he dealt with them, shall feel a judgment worthy of God. And that's the thing. Sometimes Yahweh Hashem Yahushua would give us little nudge, put his hand put his hand upon us, whether it be to send certain tribulations, or give us certain signs, certain afflictions. We do get those spiritual nudge that, hey, this is too much now, or hey, this might not be a very good thing for me at this time, or you may have missed a situation where when you really think back, like, hey, this could have really went south if and it's true, the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, why something else didn't happen to me, or something didn't happen to me, however it might be. Or you might just have that thought that, hey, if I don't cut this out soon, and start focusing on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the same thing that I'm doing, or the same person that I'm messing around with, is gonna cause me to get jacked up, or the Most High is gonna use the same thing, to punish me, you know. And I think, well, I can talk for myself in this case, that that has happened to me, in the past, many a times, since the short time I've been in this shoot, I can recall times like that, and I think I think other brothers can also attest to the same, right? Verse 27 says, for what things they grudged when they were punished, that is, for them whom they taught to be gods, now being punished in them when they saw it, they acknowledged him to be the true God, whom before they denied to know, and therefore came extreme damnation upon them. Right? So just like the children of Israel in the wilderness, they worshiped serpents, and followed the ways of the heathen. And what did the Lord do? He sent serpents among them to actually kill them, as a form of judgment. Right? And once again, it could be anything. We're in a spiritual warfare at this moment and time. So these things will happen on a spiritual level. Therefore, that's why I'm saying, for us to actually be careful of what we indulge in, be careful of the things that, we may put in front of the truth, or, we may say, I'm going to do this today, and then I'll do the truth tomorrow, or I'll do a video tomorrow, or I'll read tomorrow, whatever the case may be. You want to be careful, definitely want to be careful. So, with that, hope this was edifying. Once more, give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Washem Yahushai, Washem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.